Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to CCxRC. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at something that was built for me and I think is super awesome. So there's a video that's already been done by the builder, who is BCochener. You see him in our live streams, BCochener. You see him in a lot of the mini forums. He has some really awesome builds, and he thought this one needed to come here as he was building it. We'll show you why in just a second. But man, it's been a minute since I've been up here. Got the blue light fixed behind me finally. It's looking good. And my space is pretty cleared out, and that's a good thing. It's giving me room and the ability to just come back up here and enjoy this space again. So you're gonna see a lot more coming from up here. I still got some cleanup to do. Got my monster trucks all back on display back here. Everything we're working on getting it back in order for making some fun videos for you guys. Anyway, time to get a look at this thing. Oh, and all of this. It's crazy. All right, first things first, let's take a look inside of this. He even got an awesome case for it. I mean, how sick is this? You guys ready to be blown away? All right, here we go. Set this to the side. A whole pile of notes here about everything. It says, hey buddy, hope it's all arrived in good shape. Toss a few items to make this a complete RTR. Sick. Goes through here, talks about the weights. Look at this, with the bias for like front rear bias based on what battery you're using. If you're running megalithic tires, if you're running the Enduro 1.3 turbines with the Mud Boss tires, or the Maz Double Stars with the scramblers and the pine tree inserts in them, you can see the weighting. How awesome. I mean, he's so detailed. In here, motor type, all the setups that he's got for it. I mean, he is super duper thorough. Here's a cheat sheet of everything in it. So, all right, let's get a look at it, and then we'll try to go over this cheat sheet as we're looking at the car itself. But this is so cool. Got everything in here for me. Looks like there's an extra grip. I know this logo, DSM Off-Road, a thumb steer for this FSGT5 radio with a LiPo battery, 1500 milliamp hour 2S battery. Check that out. But, oh, there's extra rubber bands in here. He uses rubber bands for a lot of things. I've watched the video on this already, guys, so he did a very, very thorough one. I'm just going to kind of do a once-over and show you just how beautiful this thing is. Oh my goodness. We're going to have to get in a little bit closer to really appreciate this thing. Wow. Now what you can and can't see is it color changes from purple to green. And I think that's what really made him say that this was really kind of my Gravedigger King Sling kind of inspired build because of the purple green. And well, it's not showing perfectly on here. Let's see if we move some stuff. Oh, there, we got a good hint of the green there. But as the light hits and it just changes, it looks so good. And he's gone and themed this whole thing out, so we'll get in and take a look at it. Proline Power Wagon body. Maybe we can get it to get a little flash. Enduro, Mofo, Maz Designs, Hard Park. We'll see CCxRC stickers in there as well. And then right here, look at this. This is a titanium Mofo RC chassis right here. The Ugly AF chassis by Mofo. Mofo, you got mounts in here. The Mofo motor as well. It's got hardened steel gears. The motor mounts. Look at how cool all of that stuff is in there. It's got a Furetech Ultimate ESC. Got magnets on it to hold the body on. Here's the receiver tucked in real here. Everything is so tight and compact. Got a battery in here. This is a 4500 E-Flight battery. So what he did is, and I'll tell you, I did charge these up and already get in here and look at it. To get this ready to go for the video. but he has it with both options. So if I want to run my standard 2S axial batteries, I can, or we've got this other style plug that everybody else uses, it seems like nowadays. You can see rubber bands in here. On the way up, it kind of, look at that, it gives a little resistance too. That's pretty cool. Got them on the top here too. There's a strap going down and around and kind of sucking this up is what it's doing. See that? Pulling down. He's got it sucked up. The Servo Beast Mofo servo on here. 3-flow RC. I recognize this. This is the steering link that they do. Purple. Oh, that's going to get a little scratched up. We can tell. High clearance links underneath here. Who's all this by? So Hard Park, purple shocks. Oh, these shocks, that's right. These are, well, let's look at these closer. I'd never seen these before with just the shock on the bottom part there. They're awesome. They are awesome. It just looks killer just sitting up here without even putting the body on. Then you strap this on. And now I won't be able to winch to it, so that'll be difficult with the way that we're set up. So we gotta look at this box in here. Because there's a bunch of different wheels and tires. Actually, I think it's a bit easier to see some of the stuff on white. I'm gonna make a camera adjustment here. Time out. I love the little accent pieces that he's got in there. So they're just running the stock drive shafts, axial plastics, which I'm okay with. It's a good break point. We've got Endura scale hubs on here. Man, it's so cool. Looks really good. The amount of flex is about right where I like it. 3 to 4 fingers, 3 easy. You get that 4th one on, you get a little bit of back tire lift, but not too bad. If I go straight under the middle of the tire. Yep. It's got scramblers on it for me. Check that out. Boom. Scramblers. It's running the +4 Endura axles, and then it's also got the EXO +4 titanium U-joint CVDs in here. You kind of see them tucked in there. Pretty sick. Look at this goodie box here. I think some of the coolest stuff. So there were batteries in here that I charged up for the car and the radio. These awesome wheel sets. I mean, that is so sick. So sick. So there's 2 different ones in here. So the ones running the J Concepts. We got to look at our cheat sheets. He's got them for me. So when it says it's the turbines with Power Hobby Mud Boss. So that's these. So these are Endura 1.3 turbines with Power Hobby Mud Boss. Look at how good those look. Can zoom back in again. Super nice. I love the look of this wheel. It just catches so much color in that shine. And then this is like a titanium style. It just color changes. And these are the megalithics on the OGRC wheels. Oh, so these are Maz double stars. That's what these are. So the wheels aren't. These are the Maz Designs double stars, but they're running the Power or the Endura scale hubs on them. That's what that is. Whoa. But it's got the, we'll leave these on. It does have my favorite tire on it for now. But these ones right here, oh my goodness, with the megalithics are looking pretty boss as well. So good looking. And these will look stellar on this as well. Get this back on here. Oh my goodness, that would look killer. These look super killer. So one of the things I wanted to look at was the offset difference here. And I'm gonna stack it on top since it's +4. And wow, okay, it's not too bad. These must suck in quite a bit right here, these Maz double stars, because it is not much different than my comp truck. Now the rear is a stock and they're sucked in, so my rear end's way narrower on this one. But they both sit low. I think my skid plate sits lower with this one. It's sitting tucked than this one. So I've got a little bit more ground clearance, which is a good thing on this one. Well, let's fire it up. We haven't even seen it run yet. What am I doing? Oh, there's more in here. Let's just kind of get all the boxes, everything. His attention to detail, plus a little booty, like to keep it clean. Like showroom clean. Now, I apologize ahead of time to him because most of mine end up looking more like this. And this thing is so beat. It has been driven and driven and driven, and I'm shocked I'm still running plastic down there. But it's, these are new axles and they're already getting pretty worn. But this is more of a stock style aluminum one. Weight wise, they're pretty close. Actually, the weight balance feels about the same. I mean, from a hand test. So I'm hoping it'll feel pretty comparable to drive. Anyway, in here, all the shock parts are in here. Another Fly Sky. There's a stand in here, an awesome stand. How it kind of extends in the back, so you have room for different length trucks. Cool design, cool stand. All right, but there's more in here. All this, there's brass weights. All the foams are in here, all the manuals, extra pieces from 349, Proline casing. Everything that went into the build pretty much is in here as like a catalog of what came. Maz design, more screw parts there, a little bit more notes and screws, the UAF hardware. Man, so cool. Thank you, Brian, for thinking of me when you built this, because it really does look like something I would drive, except for one thing, which I think many of you will see right here. We're gonna go ahead and fire this up. Boom, battery in here. There's lights in there. He said he knew that if there were lights already in there, I'd leave them in, and he's right. But 3S I don't ever run 3S in my 24 scale crawlers, so it's gonna be interesting. Ooh, the turning radius is pretty good. Just give it a quick test here and we'll take it up to the track and we'll do a comp with it. See how we do. Feels pretty good. But it is also, I'm gonna put this here as a barrier. Fast. All right, sweet. Thanks again, Brian. Now, you wanted to see how this would do in a comp? Well, we're gonna show you. Let's do it. We're gonna do it. Right in the back wheel. It is weird driving a different truck. Oh. There's that chassis. Wow. Now I've worked myself in a real spot. I'm probably gonna have to winch it. Okay. From this corner here hard to try and pull the front end around now. Yeah, and get it over. That's a pretty, it's that ugly AF chassis, which has a pretty straight front to that skid plate. Yeah. And it was hooked. The titanium on it's pretty. And I like some things about it, but it's not my favorite design. The steering's really good on it though. For whatever axles these are. They're not the Mias, but they turn like crazy. They're Enduras and they're 1.4s. See how much he's shaved them?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
We're unloading here. See if it'll drop at all here. Let's get that tire over. I think we're all right. But boy, is it looking sketch. Oh, it's unloading more. I needed to turn that corner too. If this sits down, that'll be insane. Because that feels so sketchy to me right now. My other truck would have been gone. It would have been gone. It's going to settle. Oh my goodness. That reacted way different than I expected. But now I got to think about that skid plate. Oh, I might already be hitting it. I am. I'm seeing that. It's kicking, huh?
There you go. Got enough steering to get down there?
If it doesn't roll, we might.
Oh, yeah. You got it.
That skid plate's my one. Everybody wants low slung, but it doesn't always work out for you.
Tires,
those tires are hooking up enough to get it through and back in if it'll stay up though.
Yeah.
It's smooth.
Right.
Side hill's better than anything else I've driven though.
Yeah. Dude, I got no complaints, and that's on a stock chassis. Like I cannot wait till they actually get.
All right, I'm gonna need a pull. I might be able to turn left. Yeah, I'm gonna need one. I'm about to catch it.
But it didn't need much.
Nope. Oh, sorry. It's a bit of a stretch to one-handed too.
Did you turn it off, my guy?
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Oh,
Bro. Your mode though, so that's still on. I did turn off the front.
there it is. They're on the side. There you go. I think you got it.
Or no, does it got to sit down further?
I think that's it.
Okay.
And the steering's insane.
Was that a new truck?
Yep. First. Yeah, the color's really killer. Got a lot of cool choice parts. If we can. The scramblers are doing their job. What is this gate, Travis? Travis. See if they do it right. Oh, that slid. That back end's gonna slide down. Let's just go ahead and pull it because it's gonna slide the second it starts moving. go.
Just, yeah,
Drive
just
over it.
Yeah.
Then we're going up.
You're gonna go down.
Yeah.
Go down and then go up. Did you charge it before you came?
Oh yeah, we totally charged it. All right, guys, what happened here is the car overheated. It was not wanting to run. We'd plug the battery in, take it out, but it was just so bad for some reason that it was overheated and not wanting to keep going. It wouldn't drive at all. We checked the battery voltage. Everything was, it's like 3.9. So unless the cutoff was set really high, which I didn't check on the Furitech, it was an overheating issue. So I actually do need to look and see what the settings are on that, but it should not have been cutting out. We only made it for a couple gates, only ran it a very, very, very short amount of time, but it was hot. The motor was hot, the ESC was hot, so we decided to switch it over to 2S, and it was just awesome. Like, I actually prefer it on 2S. I feel like you have more of the stick, more of the control in that low range. You know, I don't really need that much of a boost of speed for what we're doing at 2S. It's plenty fast with this system and with this setup. And so we just decided, and I made the decision to just go to 2S for the rest of the course. And it was pretty much cold. Like, it was not even hot. It was maybe a little warm. But so that's probably the way that I'll be running it. I'll have to reach out to Brian and just see if he runs 3S very often, if the heat issue is normal, or if I should be looking into something. Maybe the pinion's a little tight or something. I don't know. That would be causing it to, or maybe it's just because I was going so slow and just the restraint with that much power was making it everything get hot. I'm not sure. But on 2S, it was awesome. And you know, it's one of those things where you just don't know how a truck's going to handle when you haven't driven it. And that's half of, I think, comping is the more you drive the truck that you have and you start to tune it and dial it in and realize that you can expect kind of what it's going to do when you throw something at it. And you know if your truck slides or, you know, I'm going in completely blind and it did awesome. So I probably would have came out with like a 22. But, you know, once I thought that I was way out of contention, I didn't bother winching. One that I could have made it through easy with a winch at the end. But I was trying to, you know, save any points I could because I'd already hit a gate. And I figured I was out at that point because I heard there was like 10s, 11s, 13s. And so, you know, it wasn't worth, it was more worth the effort of going for it. And if I didn't get the points, then, you know, I'd still been in the running. But at that point, I just decided not to. Oh, I know what it was. I didn't even hit a gate. I rolled over. I did a hand of God. And, yeah. So, one of the other gates I hit, I mean, I just kind of, after the hand of God, I thought I was out of it with the winches that I'd accumulated to this point. I was already sitting at about 20 points. So I had 10 points in winches, 10-point hand of God, and 10-point gate. And I could have gotten rid of one gate and had a winch, which would have put me at like 22 points is what I was guessing. So I still would have been in the same like 4th place area that I was in anyway. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy with it for what it is. You know, I'm happy with it 2S. I'm used to driving 2S and it really, really, I mean, the steering is insane. The servo, the suspension felt great. You know, the one hiccup that I was having was that the belly just dragged on a lot of stuff and it'd get hung up. And so as cool as that skid plate looks, the K-Tech one, in this scenario, probably plastic would be better, or maybe the flat one. But the combination of the metal skid plate on rock and the length of the chassis at the skid plate catching on other rocks was problematic for it a little bit. But again, it's things you learn. There's some of the things that I should have looked at and said, I will hang up on this if I don't kind of give it a little beans at the beginning and help slide that over the rock. It's just my driving style for my other truck is slow like it's doing right now, and it's just about learning what I need to do with this one. But I end up turning off the camera here later because I really wanted to focus on two-handed driving, and it was actually right after this that I did this next gate that I went in something, or maybe it's a couple more, but when I fell in the hole and rolled over, but none of that's on film, and that's where I got my hand of God. So through here, I'm just getting winch points haven't hit anything. But at this next one, I get stuck up on the belly again, and I just decided to go around to the other side, and then at that time also turn off the camera so I could really focus on it. It was really tight getting through this one with it wanting to spin basically and pivot right there like it's doing on the chassis. So we did winch it, but it was still tight when we were talking about it. And you know, I just at that point focused on driving and had a blast doing it. It's a bigger radio than I'm used to, and so that's another thing, is just getting used to the throttle input on it, the steering wheel, where your hand sits on it. And I was trying to one-handed drive on this system, and it just wasn't. I didn't put on the DSM off-road thumb grip yet, and it was a stretch. So I did pretty good considering, and had a great time. Took fourth place, 30 points, somewhere in there. There was a 10, I think there was an 11 and a 13, and I think I was next, maybe at 30, or maybe I was fifth. I don't know. It was in that range. So good night, and I definitely think that Brian did an awesome job on this build, and I think it can comp. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to comp this more times, and I'll probably comp my normal comp truck first, and then do this one and see how it compares. And this will have a little advantage because of the knowing the lines, but it'll be a good kind of comparison and help me kind of have ideas of where to go with this one, but just see if it can do it. So anyway, thanks for tuning in as always, guys. Have fun RCing. More to come with this one. Catch you in the next video. See ya.